Welcome back to the deep dive. Today we're looking at a snapshot of the world in early 2026, and honestly, the signals are just all over the place.
They really are. It's a real study in contradictions.
We're basically putting together an audio summary for the climate curation news commentary, and the picture that's emerging is, well, it's complicated.
You've got the political narrative pulling one way, and the economic reality is just sprinting in the other direction.
Before we even try to untangle that, we should probably set the ground rules.
Right, the disclaimer.
Exactly. So while we're using AI to help us, organize this huge stack of sources, the final interpretation.
That's all human. The way the issues are framed, the editorial responsibility, that all comes down to a person.
Right. Hiroyasu Ichikawa, he's the representative director of Social Company, Inc., and the publisher of Climate Curation.
And it's important to say, this isn't the official view of any media outlet. It's personal commentary based on public reporting.
Okay, disclaimer noted. Let's jump into the headline. We're calling this the paradox of 2026.
It fits. Because if you only looked at Washington, you'd think the energy transition was completely dead.
No question. The U.S. has officially withdrawn from the Paris Agreement again.
Which puts the U.S. in a very, very small club. We're talking Iran, Libya, Yemen.
And at home, the Trump administration has been busy, slashing 304 climate regulations in just 1 year.
That is 4 times the pace of his first term. It's a huge number.
It's a regulatory bonfire. But here's the paradox. While the politics are saying stop.
The money is screaming go.
Exactly. Global investment in the energy transition hit a record, what was it, $2.3 trillion in 2025?
That's right, up 8%.
Mm-hmm.
And the why behind that money is what's really changing.
You mean like what's happening in Europe with EV sales?
Yeah. In December 2025, EV sales actually surpassed gasoline cars for the first time. But it's what the CEO of Volvo said that's so important.
What was that?
He pointed out that this growth is now being driven by performance, not just by subsidies.
So people aren't buying EVs just to save the planet or get a tax break. They're buying them because they're just better cars.
Precisely. The market is maturing. It's growing up.
But that creates a vacuum, doesn't it? If the U.S. government is actively stepping back from this mature market, who's owning the actual machinery?
Well, the sources are pretty blunt about that one.
It's China.
It's China. They now control 80% of solar manufacturing and 70% of wind.
So while the U.S. isolates itself diplomatically, China is solidifying its hold on the entire supply chain.
Which puts American companies in a really tough spot. I mean, if the White House is hostile to green energy, how do you even survive?
You change the label. We're seeing this fascinating pivot. Climate tech is out.
And national security is in. Energy independence is the new buzzword.
You can see it with firms like Voyager Ventures. They're explicitly rebranding.
Or look at Redwood Materials. They're pivoting their battery business to focus on storage for AI data centers.
That is such a savvy move. AI uses a massive amount of power. So they aren't selling green stuff anymore.
No, they're selling critical infrastructure for the tech industry.
And it's not just corporations adapting. We're seeing it with consumers, too.
You mean this plug-in solar trend?
Yeah, these little setups you just plug directly into a wall socket. Is that actually legal?
It is in Utah now.
No.
And there are 20 other states looking at legislation for it.
So it's like a grassroots rebellion against high utility bills.
Exactly. People aren't doing it for the Paris Agreement. They're doing it to save $20 a month.
It's energy independence at the household level.
Yeah.
That's amazing. But on the macro level, what about this India model?
That's a massive shift.
Yeah.
China, historically, industrialized on the back of coal.
Right.
India's trying to leapfrog that entire stage. They want to industrialize using solar.
Just because the technology is now so cheap that they can.
Exactly. They have a path to development that just didn't exist a decade ago.
So if we step back and look at the whole board, we have the U.S. deregulating and pulling back, but the technology is just cheaper, better, and being adopted globally anyway.
And that really is the big question we're left with. Can political deregulation in the U.S. actually stop a transition that's now just financially superior?
Or does it just mean the U.S. cedes technological leadership to China and to these new players like India?
It feels like the transition has shifted. It's not just a government mandate anymore. It feels like a structural economic reality.
Yeah. When the shift is driven by performance and cost, it becomes a lot harder to reverse no matter who sits in the Oval Office.
A very hard thing to reverse.
A chaotic but fascinating picture. That's it for this deep dive into the climate curation commentary. Thanks for listening.